They almost kiss. It's late, the fireworks are going off somewhere in the distance. Tani leans in, Miyu freezes for half a second, and for a moment it feels like this is it, the big shift, the scene the episode has been building toward. But he pulls back. Next time, he says, let's get even closer. And that's where it gets interesting, because in episodes 3 to 5, the almost kiss isn't the most important thing that happens. The real change is quieter than that, and once you notice it, you can't unsee it. After that rooftop moment, it would be easy to say the relationship has progressed. They held hands, he complimented her, they almost kissed. It looks like normal romantic escalation, but episodes 3 to 5 aren't really escalating. They are calibrating. Before the festival, there is the word cute. Before the almost kiss, there is the library shift. Before telling family, there is hesitation. These episodes slow down instead of speeding up, and that's strange for a high school romance. Because on the surface, episodes 3 to 5 are about romantic milestones, but if that's true, then why do the most important changes happen in moments that barely look romantic at all? Miyu calls Tani cute, not once, not teasingly, not as a joke. She says it the way she says it about other things too. Food, animals, random objects she likes. And that's part of the problem. Because if everything is cute, then what does it mean when she says it about Tani? He doesn't react like someone flattered. He hesitates. Because in his mind, cute doesn't rank high. Cool does. Cool is composed, cool is admirable, cool is the version of yourself that feels stable. Cute feels emotional, softer, almost childish, and being seen as emotional means being seen clearly. So instead of accepting it, he starts trying to decode it. Maybe she just talks like that, maybe it doesn't mean anything specific, maybe it's not something he should take seriously. But she keeps saying it, and she says it differently when it's about him. There is intention there, he just doesn't have the language for it yet. The shift doesn't happen when he finally accepts being called cute, it happens later, in the library. Miyu waits for him to finish his shift. She doesn't demand his time, she doesn't interrupt him, she just stays. Earlier in the season, Tani might have walked out and assumed they would have figured it out. This time, he stops, he tells her what time he gets off. He tells her to wait. He makes the timing clear. It's small, almost procedural, but it's new. Because now he's thinking about how his words land, about how clarity feels to the person listening. Cute didn't change his personality. It made him aware that what he says and how he says it matters. He doesn't become cooler, he becomes more precise. And that's the first real movement toward closeness. After the library, nothing dramatic changes. They don't suddenly become more affectionate, they don't confess something new, but something is different. Tani starts responding faster, cleaner. When Miyu speaks, he doesn't hesitate as long. And when the summer festival comes up, it feels like the first real test of that shift. It would be easy to follow everyone else, go to the crowded streets, stand shoulder to shoulder in the noise. Instead, Tani has a very special gift and present for Miyu, a rooftop, somewhere quieter, somewhere they can still see the fireworks just from a distance. He doesn't frame it as romantic, he just chooses it. Miyu shows up in a yukata, he looks at her, really looks, and tells her she looks good. This time, it doesn't come out awkwardly, it lands. Then he reaches for her hand, he doesn't brush it, he doesn't overthink it, he just does it. Later, Miyu notices a couple their age being openly affectionate. She looks away, flustered, not because she doesn't want closeness, but because she feels it, and realizes she's not ready to express it that way yet, even though she would like that. That feeling follows them to the rooftop. Her phone slips from her hand, it falls, Tani picks it up. When he stands, he's close enough that the air shifts. For a second, it feels like the story is about to speed up. He leans in, she freezes, not rejecting, just startled by how real it suddenly is. And then he stops. Next time, he says. Let's get even closer. He's talking about the fireworks, but the decision he just made isn't about the sky, it's about timing. Earlier, Tani thought getting closer meant becoming cooler. Here, getting closer means noticing when to pause. And Miyu does the same. She doesn't demand the moment back, she doesn't push past her own hesitation, they let it breathe. The rooftop isn't a missed opportunity, it's a proof that both of them are adjusting carefully. By episode 5, Tani and Miyu's relationship is steady enough to be seen. It's not announced, it's noticed. His grandmother sees them together. There is a brief pause, the kind where you expect someone to downplay it, and he doesn't. He doesn't rush to redefine it as just a friend, he doesn't panic, he lets the moment exist as it is. It's small, but earlier Tani might have tried to manage how it looked. Now he just stands there. Miyu has her own version of that moment, at home, telling her mother. She's nervous not because she doubts the relationship, but because saying it out loud makes it official. It shifts from something shared privately to something acknowledged publicly, and that's risk. You can't hide behind ambiguity anymore. But neither of them retreats. They don't exaggerate it. They don't dramatize it. They just let it be real. Now shift sideways to Yamada and Nishi. There's no stability there yet. Yamada moves first, often. He initiates conversations, he notices details, he remembers what Nishi likes. He could easily overpower the space between them. Nishi moves carefully, sometimes almost too carefully. She hesitates before responding. She measures her reactions. She keeps distance. And you can feel how fragile it is. One push too strong and it collapses. One withdrawal too sharp and it disappears. That's the sharp contrast. Tani once believed he needed to become cooler to get closer. Yamada could easily try to become quieter. Nishi could disappear into herself. All of them face the same obstacle. The temptation to change too much. To perform a version of themselves they think the other person needs. But none of them do. Instead, they adjust. Tani becomes more precise, not cooler. Miyu becomes more aware of pacing, not more reserved. Yamada refines his approach, not his personality. Nishi takes one step forward at a time, not a leap. They don't erase themselves, they calibrate. And that's why episodes 3 to 5 feel different from typical romantic escalation. The growth isn't loud, it's controlled. In conclusion, in most high school romances, the turning point is obvious. The confession, the kiss, the dramatic declaration. Here, the turning point sounds quieter. It sounds like someone choosing their words carefully, like stepping back instead of leaning in, like letting a relationship be seen without performing it. They are still opposites, that hasn't changed, but they are starting to understand how the other person hears things. And that raises a different kind of question. If getting closer isn't about becoming someone new, then what happens when the adjustments aren't enough? What happens when the differences between them actually demand change? Episodes 3 to 5 show them learning the language of each other. The real test might be what happens when that language isn't enough.